One of us wasn't out before coming to Globe.
One of us plays the tuba.
One of us became an activist.
When I was growing up, my parents were really open-minded, and they raised me to be very aware of different cultures and different lifestyles, and one of them, as a very young kid, I was very aware of the lesbian gay community. I knew about lesbians and gays, and I found as a younger child I identified a lot with the lesbians, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me until about 7th grade, and I was doing a production of The Sound of Music. And there was this one lesbian who worked backstage, and she had a girlfriend at the beginning of the production. And about halfway through, she had a boyfriend, and I was really confused. So I previously thought you had to pick one or the other. There was no switching, there was no you could like both. And that's when bisexuality was introduced to me. There was this realm where I could be myself. I wasn't completely alone. I could like boys and I could like girls, and that was my identity. I was bisexual. It wasn't until freshman year in high school I met some other people my age who were LGBT, and one of them, I think she knew, and she invited me to this group called Globe. After about going to Globe for 6 months, I came out to my parents, and I was actually pretty surprised to find out that they still supported me. They were fine with bisexuality, they understood it, and they actually thought I was a lesbian, so it was sort of funny that I didn't have to come out of the closet mostly, and I realized a lot of people loved me no matter what. One of us believes in the power of kindness.
One of us choreographs dances.
One of us believes in God.
One of us is a gamer.
I wasn't out till I went to Globe because when I was younger I grew up in a Christian home that didn't really talk about gays or lesbians. Around the 6th grade I started noticing that I was liking girls, and I didn't know if it was something that was wrong with me or if I was just going through something. About my freshman year at school, I met my best friend, and she said, "Hey, you should go to Globe with me." And I was all like, "What's Globe?" And she's all like, "Come on, I'll take you. It's a really cool place for gays and lesbians and bisexuals to come and talk." And so I went to Globe with her. For my first time, I was really shy, and I didn't know anybody, and they were just so welcoming and everything. And it really got me thinking, hey, why hide being gay? I'm gay, and I love it.
One of us was a mathlete.
One of us is the oldest of 9 kids.
One of us is in beauty school.
One of us has an affection for piercing needles.
I was a tuba player in my high school band for about 4 years. One day we had a practice, and it was hotter than most of us had guessed. There was a new person, and he took off his shirt. He had a tattoo on his chest, and when everybody saw it was Elmo, they pointed at him and they all said fag. I said it too. But why wouldn't I? I needed to hide that I was gay. Doesn't make much sense, does it? But neither does calling someone a cigarette. So, for the next few years I hid my secret from everyone, even a friend who would come up to me and say, "I wish I had a gay friend." But I would even go and look online, look up how to act straight. Before long I could have given Neil Patrick Harris a run for his money. Then, one day, I got invited to GSA, and finally there was a room full of people who understood me, who understood where I was coming from. From there I ended up going to this place called Globe, and ever since then I've come out of the carton, because I won't be called a cigarette. One of us came out twice.
One of us has become more feminine.
One of us thought things were only black and white.
One of us plays the ukulele.
I was a mathlete in 7th and 8th grade. Like a lot of other mathletes, I didn't have a lot of social skills, and this wasn't helped by the fact that I wasn't out of the closet yet. When I was in 8th grade, there was a girl in my algebra class who I thought was stunningly gorgeous, and I really wanted to ask her out. But I was too afraid to because, 1, I had no social skills, and 2, she would have no way of knowing that I liked girls. So every time the math team met, I'd try to get her to come with. I'd tell her it's super fun, you'd love it, you should come. but she'd always refused to because she hated math, and so my sad attempt to start something with her crashed and burned. After coming to Globe, I realized that only nerd girls are charmed by numbers, and it's a lot easier to talk to girls if they know that you like girls.
One of us is a dancer.
One of us had trouble making friends.
One of us started doing drugs to cope with rejection.
One of us is a vegan.
So when I started high school, I made a friend, who was very, very conservative, very, very religious, and at first I thought I could get her to come around and see things my way, but I eventually gave up on that plan because I discovered that she's as hard-headed and as stubborn as I am, and after hearing, dozens and dozens of times that being gay was a choice, that marriage was between a man and a woman, I just figured, I can't argue with someone's religion. You can't argue with someone's God. I have to. She's probably going to think this way for the rest of her life. So I gave up. And then senior year, she actually became best friends with another out lesbian at school. And they were absolutely inseparable, like joined at the hip, best friends. And I talked to her later, and she mentioned that her friendship had caused her to rethink some of her beliefs about gays and being gay, and she told me that she still wasn't quite sure how homosexuality fit in with her religion or how God felt about it, but she said that in the end she couldn't bring herself to be anti-gay marriage or anti-same-sex adoption because she couldn't deny her friend the rights to things that she knew would one day make her so happy. That day I discovered that a lot of arguments can't stand up to a religion, to religious beliefs. And that, it is hard to argue with someone's God. But that's not what we're trying to do. In the end, friendship and kindness really can cause someone to rethink some very deep-seated beliefs, even if they are based in religion.
Each of us is different, but we are all the same.